You know, I was thinking about something. For the last week and a half, I've been breakfast. I've either ate nuts, like mixed nuts, or a fruit cup, or something like a sausage, a piece of sausage or something. Just something to get something in my stomach. My dad used to tell me that when I was younger all the time, and he was right. Just enough to give you enough energy to sustain the energy you need to get you through the first part of the morning when you don't have when you don't have time to cook or whatever. And he was totally right, and I've been doing that for a while. I just started back really trying to get back on my lifestyle change diet. I call it my lifestyle change diet, where I eat enough to not only just sustain life, but to eat the right kind of food to sustain life. Now, one of the aids that will really help you from eating out of control, and I found out, I knew about it, and I read in a couple of articles and sites and stuff like that, were water. That's right, water will help you sustain. And as a matter of fact, it will control your cravings. And it did it for me tremendously. Now, I know I had lunch. I usually bring a salad. My colleague, actually, he's been doing it for a while too, and he had a packed salad. Now you could buy salad and mix it or whatever, bag of salad, but then you got to, and it really don't take long, but I'm just saying, I eat a lot of salad now anyway. And I'm finding out when you combine it with a big thing of water. Actually, I need to buy another. Matter of fact, that reminds me, I need to buy another jug of water container. Which is why a lot of athletes drink a lot of water. And I think it's one of the things that has really, truly, people drive crazy today, has truly helped me, and it's not a joke, truly helped me curb my cravings from wanting anything else, because it keeps me from eating. First of all, because I'm so busy on my job, it keeps me from eating a lot of junk, and it does fill you up. Water fills you up as fast, if not faster, than food in some cases, to a point where I'm not even hungry. Food, digestively, when you digest it, gives you gas, and you can burn the calories at some point, but then again, it craves you for more food. Well, water, you're just full. Trust me on that. Let me explain this. This, for me, is called water sustains life. Because it does. I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to go into about a couple other things in addition to that. This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. That's real quick. I can't tell what it is now. Okay. Number one, I say it's a detoxifier, and it's a benefits behind it. One of the benefits, it's 0 calories, which means that you're not putting much calories into your system, because you're not putting those calories from them sweeteners and those sodas and carbonated drinks and stuff like that, or even juices. They all have a certain amount of calories in them. Water don't. Water is clear. For the most part, there are no specific additives other than the purifier in the water. 0 calories means you're not adding any calories to your diet. Now, what I've been doing, and I don't recommend this, but what I've been doing is eating like a fruit diet of strawberries, or a fruit cup of either peaches or peach or apple. Now, apple to me is the equalizer when it comes to getting filled up, because it's fiber, and it does fill you up. Trust me, I know about this. Not only does it fill you up, but it detoxifies you too. in the morning. It really does a great job of that. And I'm just trying to eat healthy. I mean, it's funny that I kind of, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. In fact, I'll say this. I'm probably doing better now, diet and health-wise, than I ever have in my life. Because I'm not back to eating a lot of the junk that I used to eat. Occasionally, like I may go to Chipotle's a couple of times a week, which actually I did. I went a couple of times last week, and it was good. So good. But Chipotle's ain't the most Chipotle, well, aside from the chips, Chipotle's is not exactly the most unhealthy meal to eat. I could tell you that. It may not be the healthiest of healthy, but it's not the most unhealthy either. Outside of the sour cream a little bit, but everything else is right on point as far as I'm concerned. It really is right on point. Because you got your beans, you got your peppers and stuff. All of that. You got a lot of good ingredients in it. Corn, the tomato salsa, which is basically tomatoes chopped up, mixed up. That's all. I mean, so just a lot of great ingredients involved with that. So it's not like you're eating unhealthy. Not exactly. It's not like you're, in other words, the ingredients that comprises what you eat in Chipotle is pretty good. If you leave the breads and the chips alone, you're even better. But along with the not guacamole, along with the sour cream. If you get rid of sour cream and the chips in the tortillas, make the burrito, you're good. I don't really mess with that too much. Well, I take that back. I do mess with the chips. I don't mess with it. That's why, matter of fact, I don't even eat burritos like that anymore. I used to love me some burritos. Matter of fact, I think the first thing I bought from Chipotle was a burrito, that big ass burrito I used to have. Don't mess with it anymore. I do mess with the burrito bowls, which they're good. But they don't put the bread in the burrito bowl, which is good. I'd rather not have the burrito bread in there anyway. I do it without, to be completely honest with you. And you know what? I don't really miss it. But I don't really miss it, to be honest. I really don't miss it at all. And I think, honestly, the less you eat that kind of stuff, the less you miss it. Oh man, what's with this traffic today? Damn. Good morning. Yep, I really don't miss it. I mean, like breads, I'm eating it. And a matter of fact, I can't remember. I know I ate I ate a sandwich about a little over a week ago. But the less I eat it, the less I miss it. The majority of foods now, I don't eat bread with it anyway. I really don't. Yep. I really don't. And the less of the bread I eat, the better I feel. And I'm not even full. But let me get back to the thing about the water. Water is life. Water sustains life no matter where you're at. There was something that I read about, or I heard about a year ago, where they said that they found water on one of the planets. No, I'm not talking about Earth. There's water all over Earth. Matter of fact, water comprises pretty much most of Earth. Which is why we got plenty of life. But people say, how can water be life? Okay, well, let me tell you. Over half your body, a certain amount of your body, I think it's over half, if I'm not mistaken, or close to half, consists of water. The molecular structure of your body is water, believe it or not. That's what makes you fluid. When I mean fluid, that's what gives you that dexterity of fluid motion as a person, But yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into graphic details about why it wouldn't if you didn't have it. But I know by you having it, it does make you, loose. It helps give you motion. And when you drink enough water, you're able to burn off calories when you're working out, because the sweat, emulsifies the water that's in your body. That's why you have to have water. Water is life. It really is. Water helps the trees grow. And the grass get green and greener. I mean, think about it. It's water. Basic water is healthy for you. Basic water, not just water. Basic healthy water is good for you. And like I said before, not only does it sustain life, it maintains life. I know people who don't like to drink water. At one time, I was one of them. For a while, I was like, you had to have something to make your tongue taste good. And after years of having that, I don't even miss that anymore. And I'm talking about like sweets and stuff like that. I cut out a lot of stuff over the years. I really stopped eating a lot of red meat when I met my old lady. Because she didn't even eat a lot of red. She don't eat a lot of red meat now. We eat mostly turkey and chicken, and occasionally fish. I got a taste for fish too. Maybe we'll look to see if somebody got some fish tonight or something. I don't know. But on a serious tip though, for real, when you cut out all that stuff that you don't really need, and people don't realize half the stuff that we eat out here today, and I'm talking about like takeout or restaurants, or you go to a grocery store and buy junk, half the stuff you don't need. Half the stuff really ain't meant for you to eat anyway. Not being serious about that. It's really not. You might think it is, but the truth is, it is not. It is not meant for you to be eaten in the first damn place. Oh, I know y'all not trying to turn on this daggone. All right, let me ignore all that mess. But it's just not meant for you to eat. And I find out more and more. Fried foods, for the most part, aren't really meant for you to eat. All them oily stuff, Now, certain oils are good for you, certain ones are not. But most fried foods aren't good for you anyway. That's why they always tell you about problems with the heart and all that other stuff, based on a lot of greasy stuff you eat and then you don't exercise. That's a recipe for destruction. Literally. A recipe for destruction. And for me personally, I don't miss most fried food. One of the things I do miss, and I don't eat it that much, I do eat it, it's pizza. I love pizza. I remember my son we were talking about that a few weeks ago. We were talking about how much we love eating pizza. Pizza is like the ultimate addiction for me. Has been for a long, long time. You see that pizza, and then you go in a pizza shop, whatever, you smell it, you look at it, it's like, thin crust or thick crust, it don't matter to me. Although off and on for the last couple of years, I've been mainly leaning towards thin crust, but it'd be so good. Damn, is traffic that bad today? Jeez, it's like all the way around too. But it's my number one addiction. To a point, when I buy a pizza, I usually eat most of it myself. Now I'm talking about like a medium-sized pizza. Now large, I usually get the mediums, because I know I get large, I'm absolutely in trouble. But that's why you need water. You need to drink a lot of water. We do. I mean, we don't drink. They say you should drink at least 16 ounces a day. I'm going to tell you the truth. To really fill yourself up as an adult, you should drink at least 32 ounces. That's my opinion. That's what I've done. I drank 32 ounces a day and wasn't the least bit hungry. But my colleague today, she said, really, you gotta put something in your stomach, which I did. But this is me. I eat strawberries, and I eat a bag of strawberries too. You buy those little cartons of strawberries, but this wasn't a little carton. This was actually a medium-sized carton, almost a large-sized carton of strawberries. I ate half of that carton yesterday, and I ate the other half today. So that's and that in itself helped me tremendously. And honestly, I ain't been hungry. Think about strawberry. That's the prime example of why water is important. Most of the strawberries that grow, and this is no joke, I'm sure most of y'all already know anyway, I shouldn't even have to tell you, but some of you guys might not know. Let's be honest. Strawberries, the majority of the nutrients of strawberries, or at least is water. That's right. You throw a strawberry, what did it do? It gets more juicy, whether it's sweet or sour. And that's the one thing I love about strawberries. I love them. I'm not much of a cherry fan. I never could understand. I've eaten cherries. I'm talking about real cherries and machine. I've eaten real cherries directly off the vine. And I never could understand what the hell is so popular with cherries. I just never got a kick out of eating them. I don't know the pits. I hate the pits. But it's just weird. I eat strawberry, I'm in love. Now one thing I don't eat much anymore is bananas. Bananas have a certain amount of sugar that's in the banana itself, which is natural sugar, but still, I kind of cut that out because it has a certain amount of fat too. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. After doing what I'm doing the past week, I feel much better. Not to say I'm not gonna eat, but I do feel much better. Not eating a lot of junk. You can put it on all you want, whatever. I simply do. I just feel so much better. I ain't eating no junk. And it's cleared me out today. Why am I driving slow? Oh my goodness gracious. Just come on board, going around. And it's just a great feeling, My only thing is, I wish there were more restaurants with better alternatives than what we got now. The fast food, there should be a fast food restaurant that caters specifically to salads. And I have some ideas about salads. There are no major restaurants that are salad restaurants. I think there are some, they're just not in this area. But I know there's a market for it. There has got to be a market for it somewhere. Now, I've been to a place where they sell noodles and company. Noodles and company is okay. I've ate there a few times. But it's an alternative, but there's no place to sell specifically salads. Actually, I take that back. I think there was one place I ate at over in Bowie that served like soups and sandwiches and salads. Now, I'm talking about specifically salads. Trying to go back down there. Somehow another halfway across there and then went around and started going across it. I couldn't get to the exit. Well, anyway, guys, oh boy. I guess I'm still recording. But water, like I said again, water sustains life, right? is the reason why we drink water like we do. And therefore, you have to have it. You have to have it on a daily basis. And in conclusion, what I'm saying is, in order to help you curb your hunger, best you do drink water. I'm finding out that's the best thing for me right now. And if it worked for you, but like I said, hey, always check with a doctor. See, I already know what I needed to do based on what the doctor told me, for me. But you might want to check with your doctor, get doctor's directions on. Do you know how to get over? You know, so you know what you need to do for yourself and for your health. And stop eating all these daggone fast food, junk foods, man. Cut that mess out. That goes for some of y'all young people, too. I try to tell my son, man. My son, you know, one of them buppies, what they call yuppies, whatever they call them. Anyway, you know, he, cook a lot, you know. And I said, man, you need to start going ahead and cooking some more and cook you some fresh vegetables and stuff like that. You better learn to do that. Because you get that gal over there, she ain't gonna want all that fast junk food all the time. She might want you to cook her a nice dinner. Well, I just, pretend like it. No, Mom. They know when you're cooking and when you ain't. But you need to show them. I told them that. I know how to cook. I just don't do a lot of cooking. Well, I take that back. I do cook. I can cook. I think about it, I might cook this weekend. But, I'm thinking if there's just one thing I forgot. Is there something I forgot? I need to find a place that actually. What I need to do is find me a cookbook that you cook without putting a lot of salt in your diet, and that'll get me back into doing it. I love cooking. I cooked this thing. You guys might have seen it. I actually posted it online one time. Well, it actually was on my personal Facebook account. I cooked this meal that I got off of. I don't remember if it was from down here locally from Giant or Safeway or Shop. One of them had a meal. It was like a seafood, Alfredo seafood. Yeah, that's what it was. It was a Alfredo seafood gumbo or something. It wasn't like a gumbo. It was like it was really good, and it was a hit. And a big batch of it, and we tore that thing up for about a week. And but it was so good, but it had a lot of salt in it. That was the only problem with it. I wish I could make a seafood version of it. Another seafood batch of that. It was like Alfredo seafood pasta. That's what it was, Alfredo seafood pasta. And I made it, and I think it took me about a half an hour to make it, and it was a hit. Even people went online and say, man, you gotta make something for me. So I know how to cook. My problem is not cooking. And I know my wife and my son loved it. They loved it. And I gave it to some other people. They loved it. It was good. And I told them, I said, hey, I can cook. I took up home X. I used to get A's and B's in home economics, so I know how to cook. But a lot of these young guys they don't do that, man, for the girls. They don't. You want to press the shorties? The shotties? Well, my son likes to say shotties. But press the shorties, that's what you do. You cook. Yeah. I don't like to cook. I'm like, really? You wonder why you can't get no girls? I had a grown guy one time, grown ass man, 40-some years old. Come on. I don't know how to get no women. I said, huh? Dude. And my partner, who never had a problem getting those shorties himself, I'm like, really? Well, actually, one time he did. I had to show him how to get shorties. Like, really? Dude, you know how to get women? Really? 40-something years, no joke, 42-year-old guy told me he know how to pick a woman. I know you see on me behind here, fool. He said he didn't know how to pick a woman. When did people just all of a sudden not know how to pick a woman? Are you serious? That's what the guy told me. I don't know how to pick a woman. So, man, when you had shelter life dude or something? You don't know how to pick up chicks? Really? All you do is just, the best way to do it is just say hi. That's the way I've been doing it. I was shocked. Completely shocked. But that's my whole, brings back to my point. Water is life. Life is water. And if you drink enough water, it will sustain you from eating all that junk. It'll keep you full. DJ Wolf, out.